I do like to say I have the best job ever because the research lab does things like blow things up, they shoot lasers, they build robots and code like crazy. And I love each and every day. I appreciate how diverse this workforce is. 1,200 PhDs, 3,000 engineers and scientists who want to serve warfighters. A typical day in a typical week, it's everything from meeting with scientists and engineers who are working on quantum. So that was kind of my Monday agenda. Yesterday, I was focused on autonomy and artificial intelligence and learning about some of the exciting things that they're doing there. It changes every day, and I guess the way that I look at it is if the team's not surprising me every single day, then we're not doing our job.
My name is Daryl Phillipson. I graduated from the Air Force Academy in 1995, and currently I'm the director of the Materials and Manufacturing Directorate. We do everything from early 6-1 basic research through application and advanced materials research, all the way through to the to working with industry to actually be able to manufacture at scale the types of materials that are needed. But it's also working not just internally but externally, working with General Pringle as the AFRL commander, ensuring that we're integrated, that RX is not an island unto itself, but we're very integrated with where the research lab is going and where the Air Force is going.
Hello, I am Captain Haji Dunn, class of 2017. I currently work in the Materials and Manufacturing Directorate of the Air Force Research Lab, seeing how we can best innovate to help the warfighter. So things from our uniforms, some stuff we work on, which you would never think of. We want American-made uniforms that have the technology to best help the warfighter. So uniforms all the way up to the frame. How can we, on the materials and manufacturing side, on the sensor side, whatever part of the AFRL, how can we better equip our warfighters to go out there and win?
First Lieutenant Isaiah Sanders, USAFA class of 2020. So I'm the Deputy Personnel Protection Direction Lead here in AFRL, working in the Materials and Manufacturing Directorate. Being a 6'2", or being a development engineer and kind of being a part of the acquisition officer corps, I think it's really crucial that I have an opportunity to serve at Wright-Patt in particular, just because of how it's such a hub, right, for what my job, what my career field in particular does. So I'm already starting to think about what it might look like to try to, maybe work in a program office at some point, see the next step of the acquisition life cycle. Having the kind of the R&D side of the house by working here at AFRL is super critical, right? So I think for me, it's just at this point, at least in the next few years, just trying to get as much as I can from all of the different aspects that Wright-Patt has to offer.
So one of my mantras is one lab for two services, and yes, we wear the Space Force patch, and we're very proud of it. In fact, you might be surprised that the Air Force Research Lab has over 700 Guardians. So we do everything from very cutting-edge basic research, horizon scanning, to developing in-house technologies and partnering with small businesses to develop their technologies. It's a broad mission set that we have.
My name is Lieutenant Colonel Kristen Galloway. I'm a clinical psychologist, and I'm class of 97, keep it revvin'. They've really been pushing to have more embedded, on the ground, in-person psychological support, mental health support for their folks. We tend to focus most on Special Forces community, the manned aircraft community, as well as the remote piloted aircraft community. Those are the folks working the really difficult, risky jobs, and we need them to be good to go and not to be holding on to things. And because all human beings are eventually going to have some difficulty that we're dealing with. We need them to feel safe to be able to come forward and get help for what they're dealing with.
Hello, I am Captain Chase Frankford, class is 2018. We're here in Hangar 268, which is one of the facilities for AFRL's Sensors Directorate. I am the program manager for the Blue Guardian program, and we have a specialty in flight testing and integration. So we utilize this facility to help demonstrate and integrate on sensor technologies that are advertised to us.
I'm Captain Joshua Warren. Academy graduate, class of 2018, Sam, working here at the Aerospace Systems Directorate over in AFRL. So I'm over in the Computational Fluid Dynamics group where we run computer simulations on a variety of aircraft designs, not exclusively military designs. We also do work with civilian groups, up-and-coming mobility designs for companies like Uber, SpaceX. So it's very, very interesting. Our goal is to check some of these designs before they go into the prototyping or wind tunnel stage to make sure that the numbers work out and they're getting the performance they expect.
My name is Second Lieutenant Isaac Monson, USAFA class of 22, and I'm currently at AFRL as a developmental engineer. So right now we're at the SURF, which is the low-speed wind tunnel here at in Building 24C at AFRL. And this is actually brand new, and they're doing a bunch of research for a couple different projects here. It's a very useful wind tunnel.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Matthew Green of AFRL RQQI. That is the integration branch at the Air Force Research Laboratory. We're in the IEPM lab, the Integrated Energy Power Management Lab, where we have taken a F-16, removed all of the vital things like an engine, and replaced all of that with essentially ground equivalents. We have a ground cart for the air from the engine, an electric motor to give the torque of the engine, and a heat bath to provide the heating and cooling elements. And therefore, we can essentially get many of the benefits from a flight test without actually spending all the money to flight test.
Hi, I'm First Lieutenant Hunter Doster. I graduated from the Air Force Academy in 2020. I'm part of the Sensors Directorate and the Sensor Subsystems branch. We specialize on the subsystems level of digitizing radar, so RF, so we're now standing in the Ares lab. So we try to take the components, which would be like specific parts of a radar, we try to put them together, increase the technology maturity level, and hopefully get a flight test done to get it on a system, and then hopefully incorporate it into the actual system.
I have a lot of friends. My roommate is currently a pilot. My coachee is also a pilot. So all the work here, I always think, hey, maybe once they're lieutenant colonels, they're going to be seeing the exact same technologies that working here in AFRL, helping them to be the best warfighter and supporting their mission goal sets.
At the end of the day, I really like airplanes, and they're really cool, but at the same time, they're keeping the warfighter safe, and they're doing a lot more than just flyovers.
I feel like together with warfighters, with the acquirers, with industry and academia, there is a real focus on the challenges that our nation faces. There's a real seriousness, and there's a great plan to get after it.
AFRL is a very unique place because I am surrounded by people that are way, way smarter than me, like leagues beyond. So just being in a place that is that dense and that much knowledge has been very, very unique and I think valuable for me, just because, I mean, so many people that are so smart, and so all I have to do is start asking them questions, and I've learned so much from them.
It's been really great just meeting all the new people and working with civilians and representing the Air Force and that from that standpoint, and I've really enjoyed it.
And there's not a day that goes by that I'm just in awe of the things that are going on here in the Materials and Manufacturing Director across AFRL, really.
It's an honor and a privilege to be part of this mission set, to be a part of this team that does so much. I am very grateful for what the Academy taught me, and I'm very grateful to be serving airmen and guardians, and grateful to be serving this nation.